first item on the agenda, following calling the meeting to order, is the coordination of summer estuary sampling for Orleans. Just a brief status update with regard to our second sampling round that we already completed. And I just wanted to briefly, first of all, thank all the volunteers that have been going out already and will continue to do so. And I thank all of you for your various assignments and what you're all doing, receiving samples, organizing volunteers, delivering samples, et cetera. We had a very successful round 2. All stations were sampled successfully. All samples were collected and taken to Chatham and then logged in according to their chain of custody procedures and the quality assurance project plan, and then repacked in ice and delivered to the University of Massachusetts SMAS lab in New Bedford. So I believe the next sampling is August 3rd. Is that correct? My memory serves me right, which isn't always good, but I believe. And so, so far, thank you very much to everyone out there. We did see some lowering of oxygen at some of the stations, as you would expect as the summer progresses and the water temperature heats up.
August 3rd.
August 3rd, thank you for confirming that. Anyone at the sample receiving end at our water quality lab have any comments? Those of you that helped log in the samples, or any other comments about, I think we've addressed the equipment issues. We have also addressed the bottle issues. I have asked SMAS to give Orleans all its bottles, so we will control all our sample bottles, and it makes it easier to track. So we need a total of 37 sets of bottles to cover all our stations every time. So that's a set is a 1 liter white bottle, 1 liter dark bottle for plankton, and a 60 cc for filtered nutrients. And so we now have on hand 39 sets, so we have a couple extra just in case. But we're good to go for replacement bottles for the next round. I did get more filters from Chatham. They're running pretty low. I put them in my pocket. They're right here. I have another refractometer from Chatham. They fixed the Niskin that was broken, so I think we're in good. And DO meters, there's been some DO meters they've repaired, so I think we're in good shape.
Are those back out to people who need them?
The DO meters, I don't see them in the lab, so I'm assuming they.
I'm sorry, the DO meters that come from Chatham?
Yeah, there were 2 DO meters, I
Yeah,
think.
I delivered them as
Yeah,
soon as.
Judith took care of
Yeah,
that.
they brought them to me, and I got them to the
Yeah.
samplers, same day.
And I think Judith has the refractometer replacement already.
Well, Lonnie's Pond kit has it.
Okay, well, I have another one, if you need it for the estuary sampling.
That is,
I mean,
that's the
okay,
Lonnie.
I thought it was a separate thing with the.
Yeah, no, no.
We do have another one that's working if something else happens. Do another one. Any comments from the sample intake folks? Rich, Carol, and of course Betsy Furtney, who used to be on the committee. She helps with sample intake.
No, I think overall it's gone really well.
Yeah, this year, as a sampler, bringing the samples in, I think the receiving team is doing a great job. It's very smooth, there's no delays, there's no wait. You guys are awesome.
Well, there was no wait when you were there, anyway.
There you go.
But
Well, after 2 decades of our committee coordinating the Orleans portion of this, I guess we've learned a few things along the way, and it's running a little smoother.
Well, when COVID came along, we decided to put it outside and make two
Right.
receiving stations.
and that
Actually was
That's-
well.
sped up
Oh, yeah,
everything.
That's huge. That's
Because
really good.
everybody can clearly get access to us intakers.
That's great. All right, well, thanks again to all the volunteers. The next item on the agenda is just a,
I'm sorry, I just wanted to quickly say, I've got the final schedule out to everybody,
Oh, okay.
and I thought that was an error, but I just double-checked it. Carolyn, for whatever reason, the one for Pleasant Bay left the last 3 lines off, which is Carolyn and Judy as overall coordinators and the date. So apologies, I don't know why that happened. My computer shows it on when I printed it, and I don't know what went out in print, out electronically to people. It should have that. But aside from that, everything seems to be fine, and thank you, Ed, and also Nancy Barrington for being trained in both protocols and being willing to swap back and forth between the two estuaries to be subs, because as we discovered on the schedule last time out, everything can happen. So it's really good to have that flexibility.
Yes, it does.
Thank you, guys.
Glad to.
Well,
Is it on here?
my contact information is under my station.
It is, but
And
you're
so
not
is
listed as a
Carolyn, so
coordinator.
Just as, hopefully people, if they needed to contact us with a problem, that they can figure out how to do it.
I hope so. Hope so.
Thank you very much.
Were we all supposed to have a copy of that?
So we're going to move on to
Oh,
the,
okay.
If you want one
No,
on
no,
the
no,
paper
that's
copy.
okay.
Okay.
we're going to move on to the review of the 2021 Orleans Freshwater Lake and Pond PALS. That's the Pond and Lake Steward Program, the raw data. And Carolyn was nice enough to print out, SMAS sends the raw data in a huge spreadsheet. Carolyn was nice enough to print it out in a form it's easier to read, and George Meservy also printed it out in a nice big one, so it's all together, for the ponds that were done in August of 2021. And I thought it's always nice to just kind of look at it. You can see,
You want me to go through what I did with this?
sure, Carolyn actually,
Okay, if you take
some
page
editing.
1, 2, and 3 and put them one at the top, 2 below it, and 3 below that. As if you had a big master one,
which is what George did, but the print is smaller.
right. And then put 4, 5, and 6 beside that.
So these are the same thing, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't, you can look at this one with me. I made 7, 8 copies, I didn't.
Scotch tape, time.
So, when I look at these, I don't know how you look at them, but one of the things I do is I've ruled off, I mean, it's this massive amount of stuff to just look at. I try and make myself look at specific parts of it. So, I ruled off, all of Baker's, all of Crystal, Deep, Gould, et cetera. And then I went to the DO column, because to me, if you don't have oxygen, you don't have life. So if you look at what I did with Baker, between sample depth, 11 and 12 meters. You go over the DO column, you see there's a big drop-off there from 6.05 to 2.5
Milligrams per liter.
milligrams per liter. So obviously, there's a layer there
Stratification.
below which you have very little oxygen.
It's stratified.
It's stratified at that point. So, and then if you want to go look at phosphorus or total nitrogen, you can get some idea maybe of why that is true. So, somewhere here I have a piece of paper that has what the limits for those should be, but they're considerably lower. So you can see Baker has a problem with the stratification there. If you go down to Crystal, the stratification is between 6 and 7 meters. So the whole bottom is lacking in oxygen. Deep Pond, you get down to 4 meters before that happens. I have a total of all the way 5. So most of the pond is oxygenated. Gould, the same thing until you get to the very bottom. Good shape. Meadow Bog has a surprise at the bottom. You can see it goes 8, 8, 4, 12, 3. So obviously there's probably a
It's a bloom.
bloom going, an algae bloom going on there, and it is making oxygen like crazy. So one of the,
And when you consider that that bottom reading is at 1.25 meters, it's not a very deep.
Well, there's
depth.
plenty of light
right, it's
there.
a shallow pond, and the sunlight will make its way all the way to the bottom, so you see something like that happen, you know you have a bloom going on there. Pilgrim Lake happens at 6 meters. There's a break. Sarah's below 1, between 1 and 2 meters down. Shoal again is a shallow one, and the whole thing looks pretty anoxic. Twinings, you get down to 3 meters, and it drops off between 3 and 3.5. So it would be nice if we had Uncle Harvey's, for example, which we don't. Um,
Well, we do, but it's not in this data set.
That's not in this format.
I'm sorry, the Sarah's? Yo.
Yeah,
And these came off the sheets from this spring?
No, this is last year,
This is-
August. This is PALS.
And the machine was.
Thank you.
PALS, not
2001.
spring.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking that these are from spring of this year.
no,
No,
All right, thank you.
life doesn't happen that fast.
Well,
Not here.
life does, but
Well, it takes
some
a-
things don't.
we get it about
Right.
9 months later.
For those of you that haven't read these before, across the top is the Secchi, which gives us some sense of how deep the light can penetrate into the depth of the water, dissolved oxygen temperature, pH, alkalinity, and the CHLA is a form of
Chloroform A.
chloroform, and the next one is also a chlorophyll. The next one is also a form of chlorophyll. And there's total phosphorus, total nitrogen, and what the next one is, I haven't a clue. I've never seen it on one of these sheets before. T-pig.
That's total pigments,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that refers to.
Would make sense, but they've never put it on here before.
Total pigments, okay.
Probably moved it
Well,
over.
they look at FAO and they look at chlorophyll A, I believe, and then
Yeah,
I think
they
this is the total pigments,
Yeah.
maybe? That's my guess.
Good guess.
Put my phycology hat on.
So where's the phosphorus?
Total P, TP?
TP,
Microgram.
okay, thank you.
What you can then do is look for some giant numbers in these columns for phosphorus and nitrogen, and if you look down the way, if you get to like Meadow Bog, you get a huge number of 125 in the total nitrogen column. Ditto Sarah's, 121. And
Sarah's is still cooking.
yeah. So,
Could they put this into a fairly simple graph? I know we'd lose a lot of the details, but just a per pond that would give maybe a graph of Secchi depth
yes, they could.
and an average,
They did that in the report they did in 2000 and whatever it was.
because that would, I think a lot of people would be interested in having that too. I'm always getting people asking, where can I find the data? And I direct them to our website. But for most people, this is not going to tell them anything, really. It's not going to be helpful. So if we could get not a full analyzed report, that I know that's too much. That's hours and hours and days of work. but a fairly simplified graphing of this. It would be really helpful to be able to visually see what's happening.
Made a note, all I can
Somebody
do
wants
is.
to do that, it would be wonderful.
Pardon me?
If somebody wants to do that, it would be wonderful.
Are we able to manipulate the spreadsheet? I mean, I can request that SMAS do
If
it.
it's in Excel, I believe it's fairly easy to graph.
long as we
Says
have
the
the-
woman who can't do any of
Editing
that, but,
ability.
We can try it, but
They may.
I mean, I can't do it, but.
I'm not good
I
at that
understand
either.
that as long as it's on an Excel spreadsheet, graphing is,
As long
are
as,
you asking to put, for each pond, to have on one graph, are you asking to have all the different parameters?
I think you'd go crazy reading it.
No, that would make it like Spaghetti City, no.
It'll be red for
One for
DO,
dissolved oxygen, one for
Yeah.
total phosphorus, et cetera.
and then have the ponds
The
going like
ponds,
that.
yeah.
Have you
Which
seen,
they've done before, SMAS has done that, they'll do it in their report, but,
a report that was done in 2000 and, was it 5, 6?
was
Yeah.
going to be
Oh,
my
the
next
ponds-
question. When was
the
the
ponds
last
report?
report? Because people are asking that too.
pardon me?
What?
That was going to be my next question. When was the last time they did an overall report on all of our ponds?
I know there was the ponds report. They do, well, they do these. I don't know how many times they come out with a formal PALS.
Unless we ask for one.
Right.
When they're looking at pH, for example, what are they trying to discover with that?
The acidity of our ponds,
I know, but
but
looking at the numbers, I mean, are you going to make a conclusion from that?
Well, one of the things that came out in that report, and I'm looking for a piece of paper I have all this written on, is that, for example, Kettle Pond is the most acidic pond we have. You can ask yourself why.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
tannin, probably, leaf
but
tannin.
why there?
It ha-
Well, there's a lot of,
There's a tremendous
Leaf.
amount of leaf litter, et cetera, in the bottom of that pond, and it's so, the tannins that come out of all of that make it very, very acidic.
But I would have guessed like the ones in the watershed where there's pines and oaks everywhere around those.
No, it's fairly shallow, and the
I mean,
source
the water
water,
company land, rather.
source water is a swamp, a wooded swamp. So if you take wooded swamp into pond that has a lot of,
Yeah,
tremendous amount of organic matter in the bottom, you could get,
okay. I had another question, and I don't expect you to have the answer on the tip of your tongue, but just a general feel for this. Giving Baker as an example, the oxygen falls off between 11 and 12 meters in depth. How much of the pond area is below 11 meters?
you have to look at the maps we have.
Yeah, because
pond are you
I think,
asking about?
well, I was using Baker's as an example, but
Right.
as some of these deeper, we talk about our deeper ponds, but are these isolated holes that are this deep, or is there a lot of area
I-
where
I
it,
think if you, I'm saying this to everybody in the committee, if you don't have the pond report that I'll find and send you the name for, in your back pocket so that you can refer to it, then you need it. Because it has a map of every pond in the,
With the-
bathymetric map of every pond in the back of it, and gives you, all the graphs you just asked about, as
Remember,
of that time.
right.
And so it's a good thing to be able to go back to that and look at, why has this one got pH that's up here and this one got a pH that's down here, and so on. So it is your Bible for starters.
Yeah,
We do know the total depth of these ponds.
oh, I know we do,
And
but
for Baker Pond, in the management plan, that's been well documented, and we know that the bottom sample is, half meter off the bottom.
right.
So, because we don't want to stick the probe into that anoxic stuff. So,
But I think,
But I have a question
okay,
based on that.
You're
In
saying
other
what
words,
percentage of the bottom is that deep?
exactly, because that influences really how impaired that pond is.
Right.
if
Yep.
more than 50% of the pond is below that depth,
I don't have
We got
that
a
with
big
me, but I
problem.
can tell you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all in the
so
report.
I don't think the numbers here tell the whole story of how
No, this is
impaired.
this is a one-day shot in August.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell the story of really how impaired that pond is.
No, it doesn't.
No, but we do have data on, the bathymetry of these ponds.
Yes, I know we do.
And in many cases, they've calculated the percent, at different depths.
Yeah,
And I think the other piece of this is because we sample it at the same spot every year and approximately the same time every year, while it may not represent the whole pond, if we look at that over 10, 15, 20 years, we can start seeing that that pond is improving or it's deteriorating.
Right.
In general.
Right, the
We've picked these dates because this should be the time of year when it's at its worst.
worst case, warmest
course.
water holds less oxygen, et cetera. But they are looking at changes over time. And Orleans is fortunate that we have such a large data set for a lot of these ponds. We've been monitoring them for over 20 years. So you can definitely see changes over time,
oh, I know.
yeah.
But the main idea here is, it's the stratification that's causing the problems at depth. And so it's the depth at which the stratification is taking place compared to other points in time that tell you how impaired that pond is.
Yeah,
So the volume, to me, is not so much a big necessity to understand the data. If you want, you can think of the pond as a sort of semicircular bottom, but that's just an approximation.
of course.
But I think it's the level of the actual depth of the stratified layer that we need to focus on
Yeah.
to determine the degree of,
Right.
problem.
That makes sense.
Stratification is a normal process in
Of course.
ponds.
But to your question, if I recall, Pilgrim has 3 separate basins.
Yes.
But they're all quite deep basins. I don't remember, but Baker's, I think, has 3 or 4, whereas
There's only
our
one
smaller
deepest.
ponds, like Deep
There's only
Pond,
one
like
major
Gould
one.
Pond,
Yeah.
tend to be pretty even
More-
with just one basin in them.
Kettle ponds, yeah. Baker has one, the deepest spot is only one location.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah.
And there aren't any other basins that are close?
Off the top of my head, I don't recall. There may be some deeper areas for sure, but the deepest is where we sample. That's always where you select for this monitoring,
Right.
for freshwater ponds, you try to sample your deepest area of the pond.
So Sarah's has one deep basin, and then it's got 3 or 4
Little
little,
ones.
quote, tiny basins along the other end. Little holes.
There is I can make copies of this and give it to you. There is an index called the Carlson Trophic State Index. Trophic is the amount of life and stuff going on there. And so it's a formula which takes into effect, takes in Secchi disk, the amount of chlorophyll, the amount of phosphorus, in a formula, and comes out with values. And for instance, we've always thought of Baker's as being what we call an oligotrophic pond, one with relatively low nutrients in it, and oxygen throughout the year. It no longer is a oligotrophic lake because the bottom of it now has more nutrients than it used to. And once you calculate
Yeah.
the level of nutrients and oxygen and so on, which all go into this formula, you can then think of what
Relatively.
it might be good for. Would a fisheries professional put salmon or trout or anything else into that pond? Would they survive?
Whether it's
Carolyn, that sounds perfect. That sounds just like what I was trying to get at.
Right.
So if that could be calculated for each of the ponds
Gotta be.
and then looked at over time, I think that would be great for people to just have a thing that looks at it and says, okay, this one was really good in 2005, and now it's really bad, where this one's getting better.
So there's
No, it doesn't tell you everything you want to know, but
No, it's not the detail, but sometimes, I mean, when you look at all of this, it becomes almost brain numbing, and it's just not going to mean anything to people. When you look at something
that's why I tried to
simplified,
point out
yeah, that's great.
I don't get the red numbers.
That would be wonderful.
Anyway, when somebody wants to do all that, let me know.
Who's the spreadsheet expert here? And I'm not sure we can manipulate this. Maybe we can. I'll have to check.
Who has the originals? Spreadsheets?
Well, this is what SMS sends the town.
Oh, okay.
as
You
a-
can
as a-
change this. You can
Can
do
you?
anything you want with it.
Okay, that's what I was asking. If it was,
It's not locked in place.
that's what I was asking.
So if you could just send me the file.
Because I
sent it
changed,
to you.
Oh, so that was
That is
actually
it.
that file.
When I sent
Okay.
you, all of
Okay,
you,
that same one.
I sent you all the data when we
Okay, so this
received
is the
it.
same that you were
I
provided.
didn't print out the last column, which has the plants, and I did go through and change some of the spelling of some of the plants, so you don't have that last column. Just got too overwhelming to look at.
So the column with chia, is that the stuff that you get a chia pet? You can
It's actually
Chlora A,
CL,
chlorophyll A,
A.
CHL-A.
Oh, all
is
right.
Chlorophyll A. It's a
yeah, no chia
green
pets here.
pigment in phytoplankton. Yeah, chia pet. It's close.
It's close.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
It's
green
so
plant.
small there, I left something out, the eye or whatever.
Scientist humor.
Actually, I wish they'd make it a capital A, so it stood out from the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would help.
Well, we can.
Anyway, I don't think this tells us anything we didn't already know in terms
Right.
of what's going where.
But it's still good to see it. Yeah. Thank you for printing it out in this format, Carolyn.
Yes, and I thank George
I wish I could
also.
get it on
My
the
eyes
sheets,
didn't,
but
and my eyes with no lines didn't stand a prayer of reading.
Right. Well, I also thank George, though, for doing that at my request on the, all together, so. I like to see it all together.
I'd like to see it with lines on it, so I don't go crazy.
Well, I didn't specify, I should have specified, but I thank him for, he was pretty busy this morning, and he did it for us, so that was good.
Jeez.
This is, the table has all the data for that date.
Yep.
Right.
That's everything I have, yeah.
And then we could actually get it for last year and the year before.
Yes, every year they send it, so
You probably sent it to us last year.
Yep.
I would hope so.
All right, I'll take a look
20
at
years
the
worth
sheet.
of it, so.
Yes, we do. That's a big project, though. I mean, they might be able to do it for us, I don't know. It's,
Maybe they could get a graduate student.
well,
Do it or
their
something.
graduate students are pulling their hair out right now with all the towns that their
Oh,
samples
okay.
coming in.
A winter project.
Yeah, it's,
They might have to do a thesis, though.
oh, I'm sure a lot of them are doing many.
So it'd be interesting. if-
Thesi?
Maybe we could get one of the students to work on Orleans.
Yeah, that'd be nice if they, I think they're doing all kinds of things, but we'll see. I can ask, that's all I can do.
Yeah, I can.
Um,
I'm gonna shut this off.
Were there any other comments on the raw data? Okay. Hearing none, I will move on to the next item on the agenda.
Sorry, don't we have to,
Which one you
we
ordered?
have to figure out the PAL sampling for this year first?
Excuse me, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
PAL sampling
PALs.
for this year.
Yes, I had included that as part of this on the agenda, is to schedule PALs. It's
Important, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Scheduling the PAL sampling for August.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Although we did do some in September, but last year we had, I know Carolyn, I think you had surgery and there were some, didn't you last, or was it last spring? I can't remember. Anyway. Setting the dates is good. We won't meet again before we probably have to sample, so.
Right.
The question is, do you want to try and do it in August, or do you want to try and wait till after Labor Day and avoid the traffic? We did some of them like August 18th, and we did some of them into September. And who is willing
I
to do?
always feel that the worst time is just about now to the first 2 weeks in August. So when we wait until September, I sort of feel like we've missed the worst possible time for our ponds. But the 6 or 7 ponds that I typically do, I always do them around the 16th, 17th
Right.
of August.
And I think that's good because it allows for a better comparison from year to year if they're done.
Yeah, so if we then switch to September, I can do that in terms of a schedule, but I think it's a little bit less reliable in terms of the data.
We have
The
estuary.
17th is estuary sampling.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
What day of the week?
Be done Monday
So-
through Thursday.
Well, Monday is the 15th. I could do Monday, and I can do Thursday, the 18th.
Is our handy driver available on those days?
I will not be available. I don't know about the 18th, but I will be pretty much unavailable from the 8th to the 17th.
Okay.
It's okay, we can,
I'm fine with driving if you
Okay.
need, if you need a,
That'll be
I
great.
think I'm pretty flexible that week, except for the, obviously, the
17th.
estuary sampling.
not that you're not important, Carol, but we now have 9 committee members, not 7. So we have more people to draw from to help courier samples. Ed Eichner will do, he'll receive them again like he's done in the past at his house in, what is it, Centerville?
Centerville.
Yarmouth? Yeah.
And as an enticement, I haven't done this yet, but Four Seas Ice Cream is less than a half a mile from Ed Eichner's house.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know that.
So that could
Wow,
An
when I
incentive.
drove, no one let me know that. It
So,
would have been even later than usual.
you want to try to
We drop
15th,
off the
16th?
Well, from my standpoint, I sample Wednesday mornings, but I'm happy to turn around and sample ponds after estuaries. I mean, that doesn't make any difference. I understand for Judy, who drives the samples, and for those who receive the samples, that's a little different, because
Yeah, I
it's
can't
not
do
like
that,
you're
but-
done at 9 a.m.
But then, because then you have to get the samples
Right,
to Ed.
right.
Right, and I'll be off Cape taking them to New Bedford. So
So
otherwise,
I
Oh, right.
could,
well, that's that's the estuary.
The estuaries.
if anyone wanted to, and assuming weather's okay, I could drive them on the 17th.
I can't do the 17th at all.
Right, but I'm saying, as an additional day. I could sample and drive the samples on,
You're
on Wednesday.
crazy.
I'm sorry?
You're crazy. After estuary sampling, you're going to do that
He,
too?
he needs them by 4 o'clock
Right.
Well, he has to get them to the
to the
Bridge.
bridge.
base, the Marine Barracks, I guess it is, for the handoff,
Police barracks.
because they have to get with the
So, well,
lab.
gone are the days that I can do 6 ponds in one day.
Okay, so let's get serious.
It's history,
All right.
guys,
Let's get some dates.
So if I do 4 on Monday, I could do 2 on Wednesday and drive those 2.
Okay, so what was the first date you were looking at?
August
Judith?
15th.
Judith, August 15th?
August 15th?
Yep, and that was for which ponds?
Oh, pick 4, I don't,
Oh, okay, but,
I don't,
okay,
I mean,
just,
I'll
I'll
just,
just
I'm
write
saying
down.
I'll do my regular 6
Right.
ponds,
The
I
re-
don't know
The reason
exactly.
I'm asking is that ahead of time, I need to tell the lab how many samples are coming.
Right.
So that's based on depths and all that, so,
Right.
So the other question is who else we can get involved in doing this?
well, I'm sure I'll do Pilgrim with Mike Brink,
Okay.
assuming he's,
so August 15th, 4 ponds, are you doing the 16th also? I'm sorry, before we jump to you, were you doing a second day there or not?
For a second or third day, I could do the 17th or the 18th. The 16th is a conservation hearing.
Oh, right,
They're
right,
apt
yeah,
to not
stay away
finish
from
until
Tuesdays
noon,
with
so
you.
that's,
How about the 22nd?
that's our meeting.
Yeah, that's our meeting.
Oops,
Sorry.
I don't have it written
Well,
on.
I can always move our meeting if I have to, but
Yeah.
if there's a room available for us.
24th?
I will probably be out of town. But again, if I can get my ponds done in advance, then,
So going back to the dates,
so
15th and,
15th and 18th,
okay,
which is a Thursday. So I could drive Monday or Tuesday, 15th or 17th. I can't drive on the 18th. But I could sample those 3 days.
Where are we driving? I could drive on the 18th.
Centerville.
Centerville. I could say, if someone just tells me where to go. I've
On the
never done
18th?
it.
It's very easy.
Yeah. I can drive.
but you said you can drive on the 15th, do you really want to be taking your samples at the same,
Yeah,
collecting, taking?
I don't care.
Well, we have
I
other,
don't mind
I
driving.
mean,
I've-
we have
Thank
other
you.
people.
I've dropped them
All right,
off
good.
at Ed's before, once before. so.
Okay, so Bob, Courier. On the 18th, who's going to drive?
I can drive on
Mary
the
said she
18th.
would.
Mary, thank you.
So Mary on the 18th, Bob on the 15th.
Right. Okay, and how
Okay.
many ponds, are you doing just 2 on 18th? Do you do 6 total? I can't remember.
Yeah,
So 2 on,
I'll do 2 on the 18th.
okay.
I can probably do, I don't know what we got left. Are we doing Uncle Harvey's now, or are they doing Uncle Harvey's now?
Well, they do Uncle Harvey's in August. I don't know what date.
Okay, so we don't have to do Uncle Harvey's then.
No,
Okay, so I'll do 2 on, hopefully 2 on Monday and
on what date?
15th,
Okay.
1 or more on Thursday.
That's the
I think we ought to pick-
18th you're doing?
Huh?
You're doing an 18th also? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think we ought to pick one more day in case of rain.
Weather.
I know. So
24th?
the other thing we don't know, but I'm guessing we may well have issues again this year with low water.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Uncle Israel's, Uncle
Ugh.
Seth's, they may not be possible.
Flood.
I mean, they weren't last year.
Yes, we don't want
just-
you duplicating. that.
No, no,
Even Twinings is hard to get into in low water.
okay. So we'll sort of have to see how that one goes.
Oh, that'll be interesting data.
So the
Without any
24th
data.
is for, who's doing it on the 24th? Carolyn, you
Let's
said?
just leave it as a
Back up.
backup. Is Lara available to do any, or is she
I
working?
don't know, I can check with her.
She did do last year.
She did Baker and
Twinings?
Winings.
I
Did
don't
she
know
do
who
Gould? I
Are
can't
you
remember if she
able
did
to-
Gould or if I did Gould.
Ed, are you able to go out on one of those dates, the 15th or the 18th for
Yeah.
Crystal?
Yeah, I'm good to go. I have to check
He's
with
been-
Mike if he's good to go.
He's
but-
been doing Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Yeah,
I
Pilgrim.
think Mal and Alan?
Yes, Al, one of mine has been doing,
Crystal?
and Alan have been doing Crystal.
Crystal, yeah.
Okay, maybe you could confirm these things.
Yeah, I'll get back, I'll talk to Mike and let you know.
You want me to be in touch with Mal?
And I will be in touch with Laura.
Yeah, and then when everyone knows which ponds are being done, so I can get a bottle count, I'm going to have to get sample bottles for you, so,
Well, Stoops,
Okay,
Most Dukes.
so
And-
let me do a drive-by of, I hate to bother abutters twice, but I'll check out Uncle Seth's and Uncle Israel's to see if they're going to be possible or not. Maybe I can just ask.
and I will confirm that SMS is doing Uncle Harvey's pond. I'm pretty sure they are. Okay. Well, I remembered to put it on the agenda, Judith.
Did.
Yeah, no, it's just,
Sorry.
no, it's all good.
Okay. I thank everyone for offering to help. We've been doing this for what, over 20 years now?
Over
too.
20 years.
In September, did you say?
Next generation's gonna have to come
We're
along
gonna-
soon.
We're avoiding September right now.
Where are they?
I don't know, but
I was wondering
What,
if you
what'd
could
you
just
say,
get it over
Carolyn?
with.
next generation's gonna have to come along pretty soon. Take
Yeah,
over.
okay. Thanks again. So now I'll move on to the next item, which was, Judith had submitted questions on Cedar Pond on the 2021 annual report. They submitted responses to those, which I circulated to you. And I guess there's now